Brother, I came in Baba's knowledge in 1968 when I was, when Brahma Baba was in the body. Okay.
Wow.
Like August month in 1968, I came in Baba's knowledge. And that is the time when Baba's knowledge came to our country. Before that, we never hear any Brahma Kumaris. But whenever I used to go to my school, college, medical college, in our bus, there were many souls who were like nuns, because they used to teach in the English medium schools, which is opened by the Catholic Church. So I used to be attracted towards them. I used to feel that if in Hinduism we have something like that, I will definitely follow that. And when I see the Brahma Kumaris came in our center, our town, that is in 1968, they came, and some of the mothers were very much attracted towards the Brahma Kumaris. And one of the mother who was attracted towards Brahma Kumari was my sister, Lokik sister. But she was married and she has 5 children. And she would do everything in the home, but she was very, very intoxicated, which make all of us very scared. A lot of fear came in the mind of her, in her husband, the children. We as a parent side also, we were very much scared what is happening to that. Is it was looking like the intoxication was looking like a abnormal, something abnormal. So I was being educated in the family. I take my brother who was also educated, and we went to talk to the people who came to teach this meditation program, Raj Yoga teachings. So we wanted to tell them that this is not the right way to do it. The family can break, anything could happen to the family where the children will go. So that was our intention, to talk to them. And when we went, we did talk about that this type of knowledge should not be given to anybody because this can affect the families and things like that. But they were so nice with us that whatever they were saying has some meaning in it. And there was a feeling of peace. You know, you're coming from the outside world and all of a sudden you feel you are in a different atmosphere and it feels nice about it. So I was feeling that niceness, but I did not want to express because I went to go against them, not in favor of them. But inside feeling was very good. With a few questions were asked, who are you, and things like that. What is peace? And so I answer in a Lokik way, and then our work finished. So we came back. But before I came back from the center or the place, it is not a center as such, just a place. They told me that you use 24 hours you have in your life every day. If 23 hours you spend in Lokik and 1 hour only if you spend for the Alokik service, Alokik life, which will going to go with you or next life, that will be good. And I told very bluntly that I don't have time. I'm very busy. I'm doing the medical studies, which is a lot of effort. So I said, no, I'm not going to come. And then I was going home. This last sentence, 1 hour for God, 1 hour for God, that was banging in my ears. And I could not sleep because of that. And next day, I went to my university as usual and came back. And during the day also, it was hitting my head that I must go. And I decided to go to the center, which was a small room with a few chairs. And so it was not the official center as such. So I went there. And after that, I take the knowledge. And that time there was a big test for me. The rain was falling and I had to walk in the rain. And clouds were very dark. So I still went because inside something was pulling me. So I went to the center. I was very wet. So I sat down on the ground with a wet clothes, with a little mat on it. And they were surprised that yesterday I gave the bad answer and today I'm there. So they must have thought that really God touched my intellect. That is why I came. So I came and I take the lesson. I feel very nice about it. The two things I felt, which I also see in many others, whether they will be potential Brahmin or not. One thing which I felt was feeling at home, as if I have come to my family, was the first feeling. And the second feeling which I felt was this is very new knowledge. I never heard about it. I think when the people come first time or few times when they come and they start feeling these 2 points, I have come to my family and this is a new knowledge which I never hear in any scripture, any religion. So this is God then. This is very special. And like this, I come every single day to take the course and I finish the course. And since then, I hardly miss any morning class. Whether I'm in the center, whether I'm Lokik live, whether I had the exam, whether I had the rain, whatever it is, I must go to the center in the morning time and listen to the Murli. Only day I did not go to the center in the morning time when my father left the body at the same time, 5 o'clock in the morning. I could not go, but I went in the evening that day. So since then, I have this regularity and my Murli class in the morning, waking up early morning and going to the center. And very few times must be when I'm traveling, I was not in the class. But even if I go to visit my Lokik, I had to make sure that in the morning class, they must bring me back to the center. So that was one of the things which kept me alive in Baba's knowledge. Of course, any other point, I did not have to make effort because eating food was the same type of food we used to eat without garlic and onion. And we used to cook the food and offer to Krishna. Only shift we had to make is that we offer to Baba, not Krishna or Rama or something like that. So all the other principle which is there in Baba's knowledge was already practiced. Even early morning waking up was practiced only few times. When I started studying, I used to wake up late, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, but otherwise in our home, we used to wake up very early, 4 o'clock or something like, because other people were devotees of Krishna and Rama and things like that. So it was a great thing. And I felt that now a lady, a woman, a sister, a girl can follow this knowledge without renouncing the home, which I did not feel before, because in Hindu religion, there's no place for the woman as such. Nowadays, few ladies are also coming forward, but in those days, no ladies were allowed to live a pure life, change the clothes, and things like that. And after coming to Baba's knowledge, within the 7 days, I adopted Baba as my husband, my lover, first love. I adopted Baba as first love. I did not care what will happen in the future, what kind of obstacle, what kind of challenges will take place. After that, I did not know that. But I just follow. Okay?
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So, you were sharing recently about you made Baba as your husband. Can
Yeah.
you, because many of the people, the relation more easy with Baba normally is a father, mother, friend, But if you would like to share a little bit more about how is your experience with Baba as your husband?
Say Baba is your husband. one thing which we have in our mind, there is nothing higher than that. Nothing like money or any human being. Nobody, you place anybody higher than God or higher than the husband. You know, service, whether it's a service, whether any human being, whether any material things. So God is the highest of all. Anytime you get attached to the things, then attached to anything else, then say, oh, this is your God. They'll say, if you are attached to the car and you don't want to see the car be scratched or anything, and you're taking care of too much, people give the comments on you. Now you become a devotee of your car, and car has become higher than God. So I think first feeling which one had to have is God is the highest of high, and he's my husband. In front of him, there's nothing better than him. And the second point which I felt was compromising. In the relationship of a husband and wife, there's a lot of compromising take place. Compromising means adjusting then. Adjusting means if you tell Baba, this is my wishes that I want to travel. And I go personally in front of Brahma Baba picture, either in Baba's room, or if I'm not in Baba's room, I go somewhere and I talk personally to him. And when I turn away, whatever comes, I accept it. If the situation comes, yes, you have to travel, then you know that when you book the ticket, everything is happening. When you have the money, you have everything. And if it doesn't happen, I also feel that there are so many things to be done here in wherever I am, so I don't have to worry about anything. So compromising means accepting. After we tell to Baba, then we don't have to feel that Baba is not doing anything. Baba is listening. Baba is doing whatever he had to do, whether it is beneficial for me to go or beneficial for me not to go. I accept everything, and which makes a life easier. So God is the highest of high. Nobody else can take the place of God. If anything, attachment with anything, I don't want that person or that material thing should be my husband.
Wow, wonderful. I think what you are sharing is like a way to make a very powerful to become Baba as your only one support. Yeah.
Yes. Depend on him.
Yeah. Yes, that's wonderful. Lovely.
I came in Baba's knowledge before Brahma Baba left the body, but I did not go when he was alive. I went after he left the body. But I did send a letter to Baba. And my letter was in 3 pieces. First was introducing my Lokik way. I introduced myself. I'm a Kumari. I'm a student at the medical college and this and that. And the second part of the Murli, I said what I like in Baba's knowledge. And third part of Baba's knowledge, third part of my letter was having the faith. I had the total faith that you have come in the instrument of Brahma Baba and you're creating the new world. So I had a total faith in us, and I joined with you in this construction or new establishment. So I wrote the letter and I put in the envelope, and I was about to go to the center to drop the letter to send to the Madhuban, because we were for 10 to 15 people who had written the letter, and everybody's letter was put in the one big envelope and sent. So when I was out to send the letter, my father stopped me.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you can speak a little bit slower, because we have to make the simultaneous translation. Please,
Yeah.
if you can.
Okay. So I must speak slow, right?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I
Wonderful.
just give 1 minute and then I'll come back.
Okay.
So I said when I wrote the letter,
Yes, if you can repeat a little bit about the at the end of the letter,
uh,
please.
okay, so we are asked to write the letter of faith to Baba. So everybody went in a home and we make the little picture also. We went in the studio because in those times we did not have a cell phone to take the picture. So we went to the studio, we take the picture, we stick up the picture on the paper, then we start writing on the letter. First part of the letter was introducing myself in a Lokik way. Then second part of the letter was giving what I like in Baba's knowledge. And the third part of the letter is a letter of faith, that I have totally had faith in you, that you have come to establish a new world, and I join with you. And when I was coming out from my room in the veranda, in the gallery, my father was sitting there and he asked me what I'm going to do there now, where I am going. And I said, I'm going to the center to give this letter of faith to God, faith of God to my teacher. And he said, sit down here. And when I sat down there, he said, you will not going to center anymore. I felt very bad about it, but same time, I remember a lot of story of Adi Dev. So I thought my life will going to be now in bondage. And even if I'm allowed to go to the center or not, I have already become Baba's child. So that was my thought. And then I went back again in the room. I tear that letter and I write a new letter to Baba. Baba, at this present time, after writing the letter, I have this bondage. And my father said, I cannot go to the center. But I am still yours. I will remain yours. And I will not turn back my mind. So I wrote another letter and I put in the envelope and I said, okay, if I cannot go today, I may go tomorrow when I'm coming back from the university. I'll stop and drop this letter. I did that. And while I was dropping the letter, our teacher said, sit down. I sat down and they read the Murli for me. And then I came. So they suggested that instead of early morning class, I can come in the evening. So and next day also I went to listen to the Morley in the evening after coming from the university. On about 3 days or 4 days, but to a lot of strength in my mind, and I came and told my father that this is the way I understand God, and this is the way I want to do this, my devotion or whatever it is, and you can't stop me. And he agreed to that, and he said, okay, you can go to the center every day. So I went to the center every day. I give thanks to Baba that my mother, who was not so educated, she did not understand full knowledge, but she understand Baba, and she was very cooperative with me to accompany me every morning to go to the class.
Wow. Your father also at the end he go to with you to the class.
Yeah, my mother used to go with me to the class.
Wow, wonderful, lovely. And the bond that
And the
was
letter, we got the answer for the letter from Baba, Brahma Baba. With the Baba
wow,
was red writing.
wonderful, wonderful. And what happened with your medical study? Because you told us that you were studying medical.
Yeah, I completed my study, and every year I used to go to Madhuban. First time I went to Madhuban. is April-May 1969. When there was a two big event was taking place at that time. One event was the opening of the Tower of Peace, and second was museum. That is the time I went. And when I went there, first time, I was like so intoxicated that I felt I know everybody, or I have met everybody who is here, even as a student or teacher or dadis or whatever it is. I know everybody. And few people I went and asked them, if you met me before. And many people laugh at me and they say, not this year, not this time, but maybe 5,000 years ago. So everybody gave the answer in that way. I continue my studies. I completed my medical. I did internship. I practiced for the 2 years with a senior doctor as assistant. And then I started thinking about opening my own clinic or laboratory. But at that particular time, when I was preparing the place and bought few of the instrument and medicine, all of a sudden, my mind did not allow me to do that. Maybe it is Baba. And then I decided not to go in the bondage of serving this way, but I will serve a spiritual way. And that pull was there, and Baba pulled me to the spiritual service. And when I was coming to Guyana first time, Dadi says, you take everything, your certificate, your books, whatever it is you want to take, the stethoscope, blood pressure apparatus, and if you get the job, you do the job as well as this one. But I did not do the job, because when I went there, I started giving little knowledge and giving the little meditation. Many people feel cured. And many people, when we used to counsel the people, they used to feel very nice. So I say, while sitting in home, I can cure 50% to 70% of the sickness of everybody. Why should I go? Because I was not thinking about money part of it. Everything in Baba's home we're getting, so why should I go and earn money to take care of my desires, and my needs are very little. I was not too much a spending type of person. So whatever we get, wherever Baba put us, we were happy, and I think Baba put us in the best place.
It's wonderful. And Sister Hemlata, you told us that you came to Baba in 1968.
Yes.
In which country you were? You were in India at that moment, or in which
Yeah.
country?
I was in India that time, because I was a student, no? So I used to
Okay.
go to university. So I was in India. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. And I know that for a long time are you in the Caribbean, and maybe also if you would like to share how was this, how now you are for a long time serving in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Africa. Could you want?
When I come to Caribbean, I did not know where Baba is sending me there. I don't know what type of people they have. I don't know nothing about these countries. But that time in 1976, 75, 76, there were a lot of invitation came from the different countries. And I was not trained teacher or anything. I came just as a student, and I just finished my medical. I came to visit Mount Abu, and Dadi said, this is what a proposal is, that you can go to the London. So I was preparing for London, but I did not get the visa for London. So they sent me to Caribbean in Guyana, where we had an invitation from some people in Guyana, not auntie, uncle, but other people. And then they take over afterwards. So we know to do service. First year, we did not have to know how to do service, but I had the idea from India, and we were just allowed to do service, and we did service, and few Brahmins emerged. And where there's a Brahmin emerged, center is definite. Even one Brahmin is emerged from any reason, the center can be established. So there were many Brahmins who emerged there, and the service started. I spent in 3 years in Guyana. While spending 3 years in Guyana with Sister Mohini. My partner was Mohini, or Mohini, but I was her partner. Before that, the Sister Jayanti went, and she was not able to stay more than 3 months. So myself and Sister Mohini stay another 3 years in Guyana. She will be visiting more America. I will be visiting Caribbean countries. So we went to the Suriname, we went to Barbados, we went to Trinidad, things like that. We had the target of at least 4 countries. So time to time we visit and establish a center there. So first center was established in Guyana, second in Trinidad, third was in Suriname, and fourth was in Barbados. And it was always for me to go from one country to another country. But I make the base as Trinidad because Guyana went through the different situations at that particular time. So communication was difficult. The electricity was not was constant. Telephone was not working so good. It was very difficult to travel from Guyana at that moment. So I came to Trinidad and I tried my best to remain in Trinidad. And since then, I'm in Trinidad. So I came in 1976. That means 48 years ago.
Wow. Wonderful.
And about 15 countries, it's center in 15 countries. Very, very small centers where 5 students, 10 students, like that.
Lovely.
But Guyana, Trinidad, and Suriname are the maximum population of our students.
Wonderful. And lovely, lovely story. And Sister Hemlata, if you would like to share some inspiration or stories about daddies or senior brother or sister, could be, I think, could be also wonderful, that inspire you in your spiritual.
All I want to tell you that when I came out of the country, as Baba says in the Murli, that when Baba served India, he is a Bharat benefactor. When he served the whole world, he is a world benefactor. So that feeling started coming in my mind of the world benefactor. All the discrimination, religion, which we came from the very narrow-minded families, where we did not mix with anybody else, like Christians and Muslims. We did not want to eat with anybody who is non-vegetarian, the culture different. We never want to mix with anybody. We never want to have the feeling. We always have separation, but when they come in Baba's knowledge, especially doing the world service, those discriminations disappear. With Dadis, we had a very good experiences. I did not say Brahma Baba, so Dadi was the one who was main people. And those days we did not have no secretary for Dadi, and so anytime you want to go and meet them, you can go and meet them. When I see first time Dadi Janki came to our town, when she came to our town, and she has a kind of attitude. Attitude means good attitude, that wherever she see the Kumaris, she catch hold of them. So when she was doing the meditation and giving drishti to me, I felt that I am like a bird, and she hold this bird and put him in a cage. But that cage was not the bondage kind of cage, but that cage was like a freedom cage. That means I came from the Lokik to the Lokik family, and that was a good experience. I loved Dadi Janki from the beginning, and she used to ask me, anytime you want to come and meet me, you can come and meet me. She was in another town and I was in another town. She was in Pune and I was in Hyderabad, and it used to be 12 hours train journey to go. I was very lucky that my university was very close to the train station. So on Friday evening, I will take the train and go Friday evening and reach on Saturday morning and leave Sunday night and come on Monday morning to join my university, where I was in hospital. So I can go and sleep first hours, bathe and change right there. So it was very good experience being with her, trained by her, how she feed me, how she cooked. She used to cook the food and give us herself from. That is one of the specialty I can tell Dadi Janki, that through the food, cooking and giving the toli, I think she win the many people heart. And it was Dadi Janki who asked me to come. Dadi Kumarka also was very close to me, or I was very close to her. When I went first time, she never forget my name and she never forget the town where I come. And every time I go to Madhavan, she will ask, how many more years you have to study? How many more years? I say, now 3 years, now 2 years, now 1 year. And when I finish, I said, I finished, Daddy, I finished my medical. And she said, now it's time for you to come to the center. I said, well, Daddy, I have studied the medical and I spent 6 years for the medical. So my parents will like to see that I do the job or I do earn some income. She said, okay, you can do both. Then I said, okay, sis, Daddy, when the girls get married in India, they get a lot of dowry. And so I want to see if I leave home, I must get something, either cash or gold or silver as a dowry. And Daddy said, no, you don't have to worry about that. We don't want anything else except you. Because that time when we came out, I came out, it was a lot of we were sent like as if we had just pushed from India at that particular time. So they did not see anything, but they just sent us. So we had a good experience with Dadis. We used to go with them. Anyway, they went Baba chit chat. After the class, Dadi sometimes used to go for walk to Nakki Lake. We all used to join there. And then Baba Dadi used to sit down. We all used to sit down on rock. And then we used to have seminar, Baba says seminar, little chit chat on Murli and lot of different things. And one time when I went to Madhavan for a month, before I come to Baba's, to the foreign country, I did not know what was happening there, but I was sent to all departments in Madhavan. Cooking department, serving department, cleaning department, playing the music department, museum department, every year, explaining exhibition, explaining everything I went. And I did not know what report they may be thinking. It was like a test for me, every department test for me. And I think as a test, in some way or other way, I did not have a difficulty in doing anything but Madhuban was offering me to do. So that was another nice thing for me.
Lovely, wonderful. Very nice experience with Daddy Kumarka, with Daddy Yankee.
Didi,
Didi.
Manohar Dadi was one of our favorite Dadi too, who used to give the history of the institution all the time. And make sure that we must cry. One time we had a Kumari's retreat and she talked about all the history of the Madhuban, history of the institution. And she made all the Kumaris start crying. And crying means not just tears coming, they start crying little louder. And then they call Nirmal Shanta Dadi, who was a daughter of the and she come and she talks so many different things like a detached observer. And all of a sudden, everybody stopped crying. One or two Dadi who are not in Madhuban in advance party I met.
Wonderful, lovely. And Sister Hemlata, that you have this experience with the beginning of the yagna with daddy, and seniors, brother and sister, and how do you feel now this time on the service in the war or in the Caribbean? How do you see the difference of the people, the service that we have to do now? is different from at that time? What do you think?
For me, it was something new at that particular time. But in Caribbean, especially when I went to Guyana, Trinidad, and Suriname, these places we have the Indian background people, no? Because who came from India to work in the cane fields. So we have the Indians, we have the African, we have some white people there. So they had a lot of good temples, better temples than India. And there is a lot of love. They used to worship them. So when we went there, it was not looking that we are very far away from India. But of course, we know that only selected people who supposed to be coming in Baba's knowledge, they come, rest of the people remain the devotees. So we used to do the same seva like India. Anybody coming to the course, we used to advertise in the newspaper, we used to do seminar, we used to do the workshops and all that kind of thing. So and VIP service, being host of the VIP, like uncle and auntie, I don't know if you know that. Because of them, we used to meet lot of people in the politics, lot of social worker, and Lions Club. And so that type of service also was very good in Guyana, because when we did not have problem of transport, we did not have problem of anything. I traveled there by boat, I traveled by plane, I traveled by helicopter, I traveled. So it was easy to go anywhere, any part of the Guyana to do service. And then when I came to Trinidad, I copied whatever I used to do. So we made our president, prime minister, we tie Rakhi to them. We go and see them, the high rank people, ministers and high rank people in society, we go there. And sometimes we do service of the people who come from India. Indian cricketer, when they come, we get the opportunity to welcome them with the Indian High Commission, any minister coming, any actor coming, any singer coming. Sometimes we don't meet in India, but we meet in the Caribbean, because whenever they come. Last year, President of India came to Suriname, and I think the Prime Minister of India is coming to Guyana this year, next month or something like that. So we not only doing the service of Caribbean, but we also do the service of Indian from India who visit them. It become easy in the small country to meet them through the Indian High Commission.
Wow, lovely. So the service there is so unlimited. Yeah, it's
and I get to go to South America, Caribbean, Central America, and different places. So it was good.
Wonderful, lovely. And how do you feel the 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 people, the interest of the people also in the now in the knowledge and the Baba's knowledge and before? How is any
At
different
present,
now?
after COVID, the situation has changed. Before, we used to have a lot of people coming to the center. Then in the COVID time, we started having the more Zoom meetings. And so now people get accustomed with the Zoom meeting. Most of the time, the people who come either Sunday or Thursday and just visit as before. Before, we used to really open the center from morning time to the 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Anytime anybody could come. Then we used to open the center from 4 o'clock to the 8 o'clock or sometimes 9 o'clock. So anytime the people could come and they sit down in meditation. At this present time, because of the crime rate and all that kind of thing, we don't open the center like this. We are not available on those times because we are doing something else, the office work. And so we ourselves have, okay, 7 days course twice a week, positive thinking course for twice a week. So like this, so a regular student population has decreased, but other is there, more media service has increased, more people are getting the messages of Baba, but coming to the centers are less at this present. And Brahmins are not too many Brahmins are emerging, but there are some contact souls, some soul who are like positive thinking or some problem they have. Those are the types of emerging. But those who are beginning Brahmins, they are very strong.
Lovely, wonderful. And Sister Hemlata, if you would like to share some suggestion or some ideas or inspiration for new students. Now we have many souls who come to Zoom through Zoom to do the 7 days course through Zoom, and they are starting everything online. Sometimes they come to the center. What do you suggest to those people who are arriving in this?
I feel for the new student as well as the old student, our first priority should be Baba's knowledge and spiritual life. Our second priority should be our Lokik life. Because even sometimes we feel that we want to make our physical life secure, then we want to be more in Baba's knowledge. They say, okay, I want to secure my life. I want to retire myself and I want to have my own place. I want to have everything my own. Then we come and give the extra time. But I feel that when we give the service to Baba and we serve ourselves, that is the best way to do it. So I suggest that first is the spiritual life, then the physical life. When spiritual life is elevated, physical life is automatically put into place. Sometimes we say, okay, at the time of class, we can go somewhere else or we earn more money. I feel that area should be less and so we can remain contented and whatever we need to get, Baba provided. Somewhere it comes.